Okay, it says it's starting. We are on a 50-second countdown before the stream goes live.
Okay, that's cool.
This will be episode 75. We're back.
Yes, he's back. She's back. Yes, she's back. Back. Yes, she's back. Okay, there we go. Just I fixed it.
Right.
Looked a little weird on my end, so.
Okay. I wish I would have finished it. I was in the middle of Red Sonja, but I've been so crazy busy today with back and forth and everything that I didn't get a chance to actually finish what I was reading. Well, we're live. Okay. We're live. Yeah, I guess we went live 10 seconds ago. So, this is Pages of Fandom, episode 75. We're back. And yes, this is the group for the podcast feed. It has been a long time. We let this die in lieu of another project. And then the next thing I knew, we started getting the numbers in for the website as we get every month or so. And all of a sudden, for some reason, even though this YouTube channel only has like 16 people, Pages was getting thousands of hits a month. Like, for some reason, the Pages podcast blew up after we killed the show. So evidently this show was something people wanted, was random comic conversations. So it's back. And the whole point of the show is very simple. We're just going to talk comic books, manga, anime, the shows, and all the topics that branch off from those ideals. Random conversation, whatever happens to come up. If there's news, if there's topics, if there's things, if there's Shane's side of his head, that kind of stuff is what we're going to talk about.
The side of my head is beautiful.
We're going to specifically talk about the side of your head.
The side of your head looks.
It is beautiful.
So then, what's going on?
Nothing much, but got my pickups today. Was out of state the other week, so didn't have time to grab them.
Yeah. So let's talk about something that have you read Shattered Grid?
Sadly no. Sadly no.
Oh, damn. Oh my God.
I really need to read it. I really want to read it, but it's just that I don't know. It's going to be like how in the 90s, how they jumped book to book to book with these certain events and whatnot, and tie-ins.
I don't know if this is going to do that, because there's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which is this, and then there's Go Power Rangers, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, just the two?
Yeah, there's only two Power Ranger books by Boom Studios, and I think both of them are controlled by Kyle Higgins. So he's rocking it right now. So I could be wrong. Go could be under somebody else, but I believe it's Kyle Higgins. But he's the guy that's been writing the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers stuff, and he's the guy handling Shattered Grid.
Yeah. I want to talk about the trailer that they came out to promote this comic.
With Jason David Frank?
Not just that, just like...
to be fair, that's a big deal. You can crap on him for having his legacy, but the idea that they actually got... So, look, that would be like if a Superman comic came out tomorrow and they actually got the current Superman actor to come in and say, blah, blah, comic event, Bendez. Like, it's in fact, in all my years in comic books, I don't think I have ever seen this. I've seen when superheroes die and it appears on the news, so they get a funeral and things like that. And I realize that stuff is big stuff, but I have never seen a company put out a preview, an actual commercial trailer for a comic book event. I've never seen this happen before.
Yeah, it's first for me. But like I like how the trailer was structured, how they showed the broken and destroyed items of the Mighty Morphin team, and then all the screens of the current and past teams and whatnot.
Yeah.
Although you cannot redeem Megaforce for the life of it.
Variant covers like a mother on this thing, and they're random. I got the Pink Ranger. Shane got the Red Ranger. They're all in a bag, so you can't see this.
See it.
So you gotta pay the money to get this mystery book.
You gotta do Death of Superman all over again, because they had that sucker in like a black bag with the Superman logo on it.
Dude, that is kind of like when I seen it, it was cool. And then I got it out of the bag, and I said, oh, Pink Ranger, okay, that's kind of cool. And then when I read the book, I was like, oh, well, that Pink Ranger cover makes a lot of sense to me. And then Shane was like, I got the Red Ranger. And I was like, oh, my God. That means there's like each helmet, and that means you would have to go and randomly hope to buy every single one if you were a variant collector.
Or just like go to eBay or go to one of the many collector pages across Facebook or
it's
the
gonna be your only
interwebs.
real chance.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's like buying a booster pack of cards. Good luck.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Now, some of these covers I'm really digging. Like, okay, I can't really show it, but like this is the best I can show it. The red Mighty Morphin and Samurai Ranger fighting against I think they're called, no, they're not Cogs, but they're from the RPM universe, RPM, and with Dr. K, who's also from RPM.
Have you seen that there's this image going around where people are theorizing, and I don't know if any kind of information has been released or if this is just massive fans hoping that just because there's a Black Dragon Ranger where there's a bad guy Tommy, there's a lot of people hoping that there's this Red Dragon Ranger that's going to come in and fight also that might be from a different dimension where Jason actually did get the white power infusion where that Tommy from this universe came in and killed him, remember?
I know what you're talking about.
Have you seen that image?
I have not seen the image, but I haven't heard the theory, but I do remember the whole white red Ranger power fusion when Tommy went evil and whatnot, but how it failed. Some of these going kind of back to the covers for a second. 3 of them in particular were focusing on the primary colors.
Yeah.
There's a red, a blue, and a yellow. I want to see the others.
Right.
Gotta admit, it's kind of cool. Like,
dude, the covers aside, this whole thing is sick. It's so good. Like, I read it, and it feels like the beginning to a Final Crisis. Like, this feels like a Crisis for Rangers.
Yep.
And that could be so important. It could be so cool. It could help Rangers escape the monotony of what the show has caused for so many years.
Or get Saban's head out of their asses and be like, we can make mature stories for a young audience.
Well, by now we should be recording our own stuff. I'm tired. I get it. I know where Super Sentai Power Rangers started. I know that we buy their footage, we use their footage, we follow what they did, and we create this show. And for a long time, this has worked. And you can complain that some of the series and whatnot sucks. And
Megaforce!
Well, part of that comes down to how quickly it's put together and the fact that we're using other people's footage. It'd be like if I showed you a Star Trek series and I took everything from this, I took like 3/4 of the series away, gave you stock footage and said, make something of that. And you've got to figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's tough to do.
What?
And that's why Saban has always tripped over its own feet. We need to be filming our own crap. If you want to buy their costumes and things, that's fine. But by now, we should be making our own show.
Yeah, but to be fair, the reason why the first couple of years of the Neo Saban era failed so badly as it did, especially with Megaforce, was because they let a proclaimed fanboy handle the direction and whatnot, basically showrun it, and he basically nearly ran it into the ground. That's why the extra Sentai suits were thrown in. That's why
I don't see a lot of difference.
Rushed in.
I don't.
Jonathan's
everything that I've been watching, yeah, but what I've been watching, and since we're actually going back through it slowly and analyzing, like, I'm not seeing much difference. Like, Saban has always had this irritating problem with making things that could have been great shitty. And none of their actors have necessarily been great. So, okay, look. Let's cut into a big subject here.
All right.
Okay.
We all know Bendis left Marvel.
Yeah.
We can ouch and speculate and do whatever we want. Fuck it, we're done with that.
Yeah.
Bendis look, they didn't just give him Superman. They gave him Action Comics. And
000.
They gave him all of it. They gave him all of Superman. All of it.
I've only read his Marvel work. That's it. I have never seen him write for DC.
That's because he hasn't. This is a huge deal, but this is kind of crazy because he controls... Look, okay, this is blowing my mind that they did this. What if he fucks it up? They didn't give him just Action Comics or just Superman. Superman is done, from what I understand. Action Comics is going to continue. Superman is done. They're going to do a final book called The Last Will and Testament of Lex Luthor, because we can't have good characters. We have to get Twiddly Thumbs evil guy back in the picture.
Yeah, that was a shame.
Yeah. And when they do this, they're going to launch Man of Steel. And he has control of every Superman that's happening in DC right now. Main continuity. That is scary. If he fucks it up, he literally fucked up all of Superman.
And there's going to be such a cry never heard throughout the fandom.
Superman has had bad books. Yes, it's happened. Mm-hmm. But, like, this just seems ballsy. Like, he had to talk their ass off or something. It's blowing my mind that they gave him control of both titles that easy. They were like, oh, hey, Bendis, here, just do whatever the fuck you want to do. And I think the first 8 books, from what I'm looking at, they're going to be a recap of history, which I'm guessing that's going to allow him to make certain decisions where I'm under the impression he's going to change certain parts of history so that his writing style works with it. Yes, I think he's going to play some retcons. I wouldn't be surprised. And then I think off of that, it would not surprise me in the least, and this scares me, but I really think it's a possibility. Bendis, I saw the promotional poster. There's a whole lot of Superman, whole lot of weird Nemesis no lips looking dude, whole lot of Krypton blowing up, whole lot of space shuttle with a baby. Whole lot of red S's, whole lot of capes, whole lot of Lois Lane, whole bunch of destruction, whole bunch of friends and family and yada yada. You catching where I'm going with this? His promotional poster does not feature Jonathan. At all.
Oh.
At all.
Maybe Jonathan dies.
He's not on the posters.
Oh. If Bendis does that, oh my fucking god! I've actually started to like Jonathan. I've glanced over at the Super Sons book. I've read some of the main Superman Action Comics books. I actually like Jonathan.
Yeah, he's nowhere in the promotional thing. There's like a long poster that's showing like Superman history, and it's a big thing. It says Bendis. And in all the promotional stuff I've seen Superman, Lois, weird no-lips guy, all kinds of stuff. No John anywhere in the promotional stuff. And that's making me wonder, is he going to off John Is that just a character he doesn't want to mess with? Or is John just simply leaving the Superman title and he'll... Well, no, because I heard they're shutting down Super Sons.
Oh, my God.
So I'm not sure what they're going to do with him. Okay, so Darkseid is on the Justice League.
Oh, right. I forgot the name of the title, but basically the Justice League is going to be split into, like...
2 teams.
We also haven't been told.
Teams.
We also haven't been told, but there's
3-4
some
teams.
event coming up called like Justice League No More or something.
Right.
Yep, that's it.
Or
that's
like
it.
the end of the Justice. There's an event that sounds very ominous for the Justice League, and then following that event, there's going to be these new books with new teams. One of them is like Wonder Woman's going to lead a team, and she feels like the B team, man. Like, who does she have, Shane? Do you remember?
She has, I remember all but like one of them.
I got it. She gets Raven, Dr. Fate, Zatanna, and Etrigan.
She's basically got an awful lot of magic. Yeah, she's got a magic team.
Well, that's why it's called Justice League Dark.
I guess.
Yeah, that's right. She's leading Justice League Dark.
Right.
And then for Flash,
she also gets Swamp Thing and some Chimp.
Detective Chimp.
Yeah, she gets Detective Chimp.
And Constantine.
Yes.
I don't feel like he should be hanging out with Wonder Woman. That's not me shitting on Constantine. There's something about Wonder Woman running a team with John Constantine on it that just feels like nothing good can come from it.
Come of this, yeah.
And then Justice League Odyssey has Green Lantern, Jessica Cruz, Starfire, Cyborg, Azrael, Darkseid.
Whoa! What are you looking at? Because I'm looking at the thing right now.
It's the one that I looked at it when they first announced it.
Wait, I got the promo art. Well, I got not the promo art, the promo pic poster.
Azrael
thing.
went back to that crazy looking bat suit too.
Wait a minute. No, I'm not seeing Azrael in any of this. But by crazy looking bat suit, you mean the one he wore in the 90s? The one where, like, when he, like, fully took over being Batman until Bruce came back and kicked his ass?
No. In the Detective Comics recently, they put him in a bat suit thing.
He has a flaming sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's always had the flaming sword.
Yeah, but in the comic books, not way too long ago at all, in Detectives, probably like maybe only 6 books back, he was in like this bat suit, which was very reminiscent to the bat suit that we saw way back in Nightfall, but it wasn't that suit.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw on the promotional cover for one of these books.
Can go.
Okay.
There's like 3 other teams. Let's see. Superman, Batman, or Flash? Which one?
See, now here's the thing. Before we even get into this, are we about to enter the same fucking problem that Marvel plays at, where instead of having 1 or 2 books, we now need 5 Avengers books, and we now need 5 Justice League titles? Because that's what it sounds like we're about to do.
With this Justice League No More thing, it feels like they're trying to catch up with this Avengers event that's currently ongoing, and I've not been hearing any good things aside from bringing back Bruce Banner as Hulk.
I've been reading it. It's how do I put this? Sometimes I feel like they try too fucking hard. It is really cool. There is a lot going on, but like there might be too much going on. It's always, you know, I hear people talk all the time, and this is a common complaint I hear. I hear people say, "I'm tired of the X-Men and their universe-ending events that they have to save the world." Well, motherfucker, when was the last time you read Avengers? 'Cause damn, the thing that they're doing right now, Earth was plucked out of our like world, our galaxy, and it was put in like another dimension, and then there's like these triangle things, and you got to go and get them. and if you touch them, it cocoons you and takes you to some other world where the gamesters are playing, because they're playing some big game, and whoever wins it gets to stay, and they get to be the grandmaster of games or some shit, and then the other guy will get banished forever, and then they're just going to dispose of the earth when the game is done, but now the Avengers are on the field, and they're all hardcore, and they don't want it going down that way, and Bruce Banner came back, that is true, and
this is sounding a little bit like Convergence.
A little bit. I'm reading it, and it's okay, but it's another Marvel event. It's another Marvel event. It's the end of the world because reasons. And because gods and gods of trifle and yada yada.
Or because Doctor Doom got bored.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's also not necessary. It's like we just came off of 20 different events. We could have waited a year.
What was the last event?
Oh my god. There was literally... What was... No, Civil War II was not the last event. There was an event almost directly following it, because, remember, they did that Secret Empire, and I think there was an event that almost directly followed Secret Empire. It was like a mini event, but they did like a mini thing with that off of Secret Empire, and now we're on this big world-ending calamity event.
Yeah. Damn it, Marvel.
We need solid books that develop characters and teams. That's what we need. You want to do the Avengers? I need at least 4 storylines back-to-back that do nothing more than set up the team. They say, hey, this is what works. This is how these characters are. This is how the dynamic works. These are the kind of troubles we're going to come across with these characters. Now let's move on and do an event. And that would have been fine. But I didn't even get time. We were just directly into planet-ending event.
Mm-hmm. Marvel, the only kind of Marvel stuff I read is the X-Men. And,
then you're going to be happy with the latest X-Men book that just came out.
I'm having problems. I'm a little behind on the X-Men.
What?
I've heard of this. I heard of this show.
Did you?
That I can watch to help me get caught up with the X-Men.
I think they air it on Monday.
Problem is that I know the guy that runs the show, and
who's the guy that runs the show?
He's a dick.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, but what else has he run? Because
that kind of sucks.
I know for a fact that the Marvel Cinematic Universe, despite Kevin Feige's wisdom and whatnot to bring out good products, they fucked up twice. Iron Fist Season 1 and Inhumans. Both done by the same guy. Both disasters.
How did we... Wait, what just happened? Why are we talking about this guy?
If that's the same dude, Shane, then this guy should not be working on anything comic book related.
No. The person that runs this X-Men show is Bill. And he's the one that, dude, that kind of messed with my eyes for a second. I thought it's like when you crossed your eyes and it's all blurry. That's what it looked like for a second. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
What the hell's going on?
No, Bill runs that Keeping Up with the X-Men show, and I'm not caught up with the X-Men.
Neither am I. Although I am reading one of their many spin-off character books.
I just got that.
And I'm only reading it because...
Yes, I just picked it up.
And I'm only reading because of...
At first I wasn't gonna review Domino. I was gonna leave Domino alone. Not that I dislike her, but I'm reviewing an awful lot of X-Men titles. So I decided maybe I would give it a second. And it ended up being a plus that I went and got her because I just decided last Monday when I did the show, I told everybody that Cable is a no-go for me. I can't keep reading Arnold Schwarzenegger. He just bores the crap out of me.
Maybe in the 90s. Maybe in the 90s, if they did an X-Men movie, they'd get Schwarzenegger. Or, no, better get the Dolph.
When it comes to Marvel, I just stick with Marvel. To me is too messed up, too much shit going on. I prefer.
Same here.
I'm reading X-Men and they're already confusing as it is, so we're gonna just stick with that.
Thank you, Shane.
Our comic book guy actually tells me every time I go in there, he says X-Men should just be its own comic universe. He's like, there should just be X-Men and there should be Marvel. He's like half the shit the X-Men deal with, Marvel Universe doesn't know is happening anyway. And he says, and then half the time that the Marvel Universe is dealing with something, the X-Men are either unwanted or uninvited.
Don't give Joe Quesada ideas, or whoever is the lead editor-in-chief of Marvel right now.
So, jumping topics, and this is what I'm trying to do with this show, is just keep us going. Listen, Shane, remember we had an argument on this show. Now, this is a long fucking time ago, so you're going to have to think back, because we're talking like episode 68 or something like that from this show. We fought about a very specific topic.
Okay.
Can a Green Lantern deal hand-to-hand single combat with a Kryptonian? Could they beat Superman?
Well, because they do have the ability to make kryptonite with their rings. And I would say that yes, but
did you see Hal Jordan fight Zod? Holy shit!
Yeah.
Holy shit! And on a planet with two suns.
Still catching up. Still catching up.
On a planet with two fucking suns, Shane.
Red sun. Oh, you talking about the yellow sun?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That
should have doubled his power then.
Oh, and Hal Jordan does get beat up in their first encounter. He's taken by surprise, and it doesn't take much for a Kryptonian to knock the shit out of a Green Lantern. Green Lantern must be prepared for that fight to win that fight. That has been proven now.
Not just Hal, but also I think Guy.
Rayner got bad,
Rayner.
like to the point of he almost got killed. But Hal Jordan, to save Rayner's life, took that ring off and said, "Here, man,
get out of here.
Go get the core.
Get the cavalry."
And Rayner was now for a little while. He's not now, but he was wearing Hal's ring. And it started like there's something in Hal's ring, since Hal forged it of his own will. His own personality is in the ring. And Rayner was having these problems where he kept making references to things that he didn't understand, and he was flying off the handle like Hal does. But he's not Hal, so he's not handling it very well. And his suit was different and everything.
Didn't it go back to like his original suit?
Kind of. And Guy did something really cool that you'll like. He got his ass kicked for a whole issue. Just straight up got beat to shit.
Oh, God.
Dude, it was outrageous. He just took that ass whooping, Shane.
He's a tough SOB. He'd take it.
They were fighting the Zod family.
Yeah.
So here comes Mommy, and she's punching, and here comes Daddy, and he's punching. So the Green Lanterns is punching, and Guy got stuck fighting the child. And Guy just took an ass whooping the whole time, being like, "I'm trying to do the right thing here. Somebody come get this fucking little bastard." So he just took an ass whooping the whole book. Never fought back. Oh, dude, it was so good. It was so good.
I tried telling my dad about this because Zod is his favorite villain because of Superman 2.
Yeah.
And he loves Green Lantern. That's his favorite hero ever since he was a kid. I tried to get him in it. He's like, eh. Like he's not into any comics. I mean, like when the New 52 came out, he started collecting here and there, but then he's like, I'm gonna stop.
Right. Yeah, dude, it was awesome.
Hard.
It was straight up awesome, man.
I'll get there. I'm still playing catch up.
When that gets out on trade, I'm possibly gonna pick it up. If not, then I'm just gonna hunt down the individual issues and just get those.
Green Lanterns has been pretty stand up too. That just seems to be getting better. Like, there's still a lot of problems in the way the powers work. Like every now and then I see something and I'm like, that's not right. But
I got an example. There's an example in this book. Simon is fighting this like cyborg dude, and he went to this like, long story short, he's fighting the cyborg dude who's trying to fight over custody of his cyborg daughter.
Yeah, okay, I remember that. Yes, yeah, that weird the Transformer dude.
Yeah. What he does, crap, I can't see. Right here, look at that. He says, ring phase.
Oh, yeah, he phased through the robot and took the daughter out.
Bullshit, sir, like, you are not a speedster.
I do not
or Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, I don't ever remember a Green Lantern doing that. That was really weird. Because even when he did it, I was like, oh, so that's a Green Lantern power now? And even before he did it, he said, ring, I'm going to need one of those special ring powers. And then he phased through this robot guy and took the child out of the robot guy, and I was like, wait a second, whoa. Because I've read nearly 75 years worth of Green Lantern material, and I cannot remember a phasing Green Lantern.
Nope.
At all.
You talking about Simon did that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know what Simon says. He's the Green Lantern that can do the impossible.
Simon's power in the Green Lantern Corps is literally Simon Says. Simon says, ring, make me phase, and that's his power. I have to do it. Fucking ring. Simon says, heal the dead. I have to do it. Doesn't matter that nobody else can fucking do it.
And then, like with Jessica, like
Simon says, when I'm at 0%, I get to keep my outfit. Nobody else gets to do that.
Right.
Yeah. And then, like, with Jessica Cruz, like, she's kind of been, I want to say flashbacking to the event that, like, if you don't know,
we're not given a whole lot of information. Even in DC 52, we weren't necessarily told what happened.
From what I could surmise, basically, she went on a hunting or camping trip with some friends. Some other guys came in, killed her friends, left her alone, and she was just completely traumatized that she just became, like, she barred herself from the world until the Ring of Volthoom came right into her lab, started controlling her. Batman, of all people, reined her in.
Yes.
Which was awesome, and wasn't written by Tom King.
Yes.
Unless it was.
No, it was actually well done. It was nice that Batman was the one that talked her down and told her, he was like, we're all afraid, but it's what we do with it. He's like, I'm afraid. Yep. He's like, well, what I'm facing down right now in you could literally be the death of not just me, but the world at large, and that scares me. He's like, but it's in what we choose to do with it. And that was nice to give him. Because there are times when Batman, I'm fine with him being the one that saves the day. I just don't like the way he saves the day when he's controlled by Tom King.
And then flash forward to Darkseid War. She dies, but then Lantern Ring, like how it did with Hal Jordan in Green Lantern Rebirth, not Rebirth.
I know.
52. Basically, is like, Claire, congratulations, you're a Green Lantern now.
That book has gotten better and better. It really has. It's consistently become a better book as time has gone on. So Green Lanterns is doing cool. Marvel Spider-Man. Dan Slott is on his way out, and he has finally done something worth doing. He brought He brought Norman Osborn back. He gave Norman Osborn the Carnage symbiote. The Carnage symbiote cured Norman Osborn because Norman had been poisoned in a way that took away his insanity, and also he'd been drugged with a type of nanoprobes that made it impossible for him to utilize the Green Goblin formula ever again. It cleans his system. So if he takes the formula, he just pukes it out or expels it, and it doesn't work for him. Well, the Carnage symbiote was like, I can get rid of that for you. Blah! And he threw it up. And now he's the Green Goblin. He has the formula again. He's flying around on his glider thing. He's throwing that weird pumpkin bomb. And the next thing you know, when it comes down to the confrontation between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin, which was already good enough, you figure out that he's utilizing Carnage to become this thing he calls the Red Goblin. And it was awesome. It was like, Dude. It sounds so gimmicky, but it was so good.
Okay, remember the spider,
Oh, and they fixed his memory problem. He knows that Parker is Spider-Man again.
Oh, shit.
So that brings back the heaviness of what Norman is.
Yeah. But yeah, you remember when the Doc Ock Spider-Man with the actual Doc Ock arms and whatnot, but it looks like Spider-Man's outfit?
I always
What was he called?
Superior Octopus?
Yeah, remember that? I
yes.
started sending you pictures of custom figures and whatnot.
Damn right.
People are now starting to make custom figures of the Red Goblin.
Dude,
I find a good one,
so cool.
Sending it to you.
Those books, I knew something had to be up. It took me a couple of weeks to really get a chance to sit down and read them, but when I picked them up, I was told expressly by my comic store, the only reason you're getting these is because they were on your pull list. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, these books are already 3 times their regular value. And I said, on release date? And he says, yes, on release date, they're already 3 times worth their cover price. And I said, this book better be fucking awesome. And it's fucking awesome. Like, it's so good. And this is something that's crazy, too, because Dan Slott is now on his way out. Mm-hmm. And he shit on the character for so long that there are times we forget that the reason he was writing Spider-Man is because he was doing some good work. Like, he did the Spider-Verse. He did the Superior Octopus. He did the Superior Spider-Man. That was him. And he has good material when he's able to do it. But I think he just overstayed his welcome and ran out of things to do and started screwing up. And then we start shitting on him, which, to be fair, he deserved. He stuck with the book too long. But now he's on his way out, and he puts down what might be one of his very best works. So wherever he's going, I'm going to go ahead and wish him luck. If he leaves Spider-Man in a good spot, where the next guy can come in and give us powerful, well-done Spider-Man, he's fine. He's fine in my book. Tom King needs to get the fuck out of there, though.
I agree 100%.
Needs to get the fuck out of Batman.
He needs to bat flap his ass into another book.
No, he just needs to stop. Period.
Yeah.
Well, there are times that I can see that his writing style would work for other characters. I really do. Because he likes to play around with that. He likes to play around with that, ooh, look at what I did, like comparison and shit like that.
Yeah.
He's like, ooh, I made a point.
Though I only like two single issues, and one page from his run on Batman. The one page is that, like, yeah, it's one big I'm Batman kind of deal, but it's basically Batman saying, look, like, I've been through this so many damn times. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it, but I keep doing it because it's what I do.
Yeah.
It was when he was facing off with Bane. And then the 2 issues, one was the double date with Superman and Lois Lane, which was amusing.
It was all right.
Yeah.
It was all right, but I enjoyed Rooftops more than I enjoyed the double date.
Yeah. And then the second one was the most recent one where it basically shows Selena kind of thinking through her and Bruce's history as Batman and Catwoman. And I'm surprised Tom went as far as like Golden Age, first appearance Catwoman.
Actually, he does something like that during Rooftops too, and it's really interesting. One of the things that Rebirth is doing is they're trying to tell comic book fans, listen, calm down a little bit. The continuity is so screwed up that we're just going to accept all of it, even though none of it is fucking possible. Because in Rooftops, they talk to each other, and they say, remember when I met you? And both of them give a different origin story from a different era of Batman. And they're both like, because he's like, I remember because this happened, and this happened. And she's like, no, that's not what happened. Because remember, blah, 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 blah. And both of them were telling different stories from different eras of Batman in different original continuities. But both of them were like, we'll just agree to disagree. And they just move on. And that's so cool that Rebirth is like, look, everything happened, even if it doesn't make any damn sense. Like, it just...
Like the super... Like, I don't know, maybe the super animals?
Right.
Actually, this is still a thing. The time traveling treadmill.
So, okay, we're cutting through comic books pretty much. You got any manga or anime talk or anything of that nature?
Manga-wise, no, sadly not.
I picked up something. It's not a big deal, but I picked up something. I'll have to read it before I really get back here. But I got a deal to pick up all of the current Black Lagoon and Ninja Girls, so I'm gonna read Black Lagoon.
Go with Black Lagoon, like anime-wise.
I'm gonna read both of them.
For Black Lagoon, anime-wise, one of my favorites. Manga-wise, I stopped right after Roberto's Blood Trail story arc, and they did not really adapt that for season 2 all that well. In fact, season 2 is the entire arc.
I know. Yes. Yeah. When it comes to that type of stuff, I like things like I read Battle Club, I read Battle Vixens, I read Tenjou Tengu, oh great. I read Ninja Girls. I like that crazy, ridiculous Ikki Taosun, Battle Vixens, Battle Club. I like that dumb crap. It's almost 90% fan service, but I think that because it's self-aware. Well, no, I think it's because it's self-aware of its own ridiculousness is why I like that material so much. Like, because I've seen other things that I've read that are a lot of fan service, and I'm like, eh. Because I could just look at anime pictures online, but there's something about it being horrifically self-aware of its ridiculous situation. Like in Battle Club, there's this part where the girl has to, like, get naked and climb this mountain and fight these, like, ancient sumo wrestlers for getting stronger. And while she's fighting, the most powerful warrior girl, who's also a weird transsexual girl, and this old man go out into the front yard and they start taking a piss. And they start taking a piss at the start of the book.
Oh yes, I remember that part.
And they're talking about this whole storyline as it's going through. Mm-hmm. And towards the middle of the book, the girl looks over and says, Master. And he says, what? And he says, why did she have to go naked? And he was like, because I like that. And then they just in silence for a second, and she says, wait, so it like wasn't like an ancient... He says, no, I just like that. And so then they keep going, and we get like 70% through the book. And she looks back over, because he's still telling this story about where she is and what he senses she's doing. And she says, so this is starting to hurt me. Can we stop? And he says, no, we must persevere. Keep pissing. So they've been peeing the entire fucking book. And we're talking like an economic book. It's like 127 pages. And they just keep fucking peeing.
It is pretty funny.
And they're self-aware of how ridiculous this really is. They know that they have been peeing for over 120 fucking pages. That is why I like that ridiculous dumb shit.
Actually, I
it's
just
self-aware.
remembered I'm kind of following two manga. One, I don't know if it's wrapped up or not. The other is still going.
Yeah.
The first one, it actually got adapted into an anime, and it is one of those self-aware fan service ones.
Yeah.
Like, I don't stick around for the plot. I just stick around because it's interesting.
What is it?
Monster Musume.
Oh, I've heard a lot about it. I've yet to see anything on it, but I do hear a lot of talk about it.
Watch the anime, read the manga. That's my recommendation. The second thing is actually a Kamen Rider manga.
Yeah.
Of a writer you guys haven't gotten to yet.
I imagine so. There's a couple of them.
Yeah, but this one is really good.
Yeah? Who is he?
Yeah. Boy.
Oh, you don't know his name?
Okay, I can tell you the name, but trying to explain the whole concept, the entire, like...
No, I'm just curious who he is.
Kamen Rider Double.
Double?
Or, yeah, it's said double, but for spelling-wise, it's just W. Because double.
Okay, no, yeah, I get it. It's just like the idea for cross was an X, and even though that makes Scott really mad, it is cross.
Cross.
Yes.
Cross.
Yeah. And that's you see that a lot. You see that a lot in animes. They always do little things like that. X is cross, like cross zone is it's just an X and zone. Like this isn't anything new.
But yeah, this manga, it's a continuation after the series. Picks up I'm not sure how long after the series ended.
Right.
But it does explain some of the events that happened in the series, and then follows this new. It's a detective story. In fact, that's what the series was. It was like a detective, kind of noirish, but still had a bit of a comedy edge to it because for kids, and the comedy was actually really good. But yeah, it basically follows this case they're trying to solve. They solve it. It's just that there's a bit. It's just that at the end, at the final chapter that was updated like in November, they kind of show that a lot more is going on. And I'm not sure if they're going to continue it or not, but I hope they do because I've been enjoying it.
You have anything manga or anime lately, Shane?
Manga,
yeah, Shane.
Manga, no.
Manga, never. We'll just put a never on your
manga.
On your
I haven't read a manga in years.
I don't think you've read a manga literally since you bought that Naruto 27 pack. I think that was the last thing you honestly bought in manga.
It's in my car too.
To be fair, he bought that, and I think the only other manga I remember him reading after buying the 27 pack Naruto was Suzuka. He read that up to the point where the actual artist got sick, and we never got the end of that book.
Oh.
I need that last book to finish it, and never going to get it.
Yep, we're never going to get it.
Anime-wise, only thing I got is that Fooly Cooly seasons 2 and 3 are coming to Toonami.
Yep,
they're
that's
going to be
around
shown
the
on
corner.
Toonami. That aside,
are they going to be short? Are they going to be like another 6 episodes? Because the last one, Fooly Cooly, is only like 6 episodes of awesome ridiculousness.
It is true.
6?
Yeah, that's all it is. You can finish it in a single sitting without trying.
Yeah, it's not difficult, and it's actually, believe it or not,
I want that again. I want this to be
really
another easy
good.
6.
Oh yeah.
I don't want this to be like a 30 or 40 or 50 long drawn out. Just give me another 6.
It'll probably be 6. Who knows? It's Trigger, which the only things I've really watched from them is, oh my god, yeah, it's only one thing, Kill la Kill.
Do we have any information at all yet about how long we're going to be waiting for High School of the Dead 2?
Oh no.
Because that was put on massive
but
hiatus after the disaster.
I know I do remember something about this because I know the creator went on to work on a different book, Triage X, which got adapted into an anime. I watched that and I'm like,
see, that's one of those books I'm talking about where I said there's something about fan service done right and then fan service sometimes isn't. In High School of the Dead, there was something just ridiculousness about it. There was something ridiculous enough that I was able to overlook it and say, I kind of like that. But it's not, I don't care about it either, so let's move on. It was nice to see Psycho, let's move forward. But then this Triage X comes out, and I read the first 3 books, and it was like the fan service was just, as ridiculous as it is, it seemed overdone. Like there's something about the balance that wasn't there as compared to High School of the Dead, where there's a balance in what they're doing, and they're somehow self-aware of how ridiculous the situation is. And Triage didn't seem to have that in the same way. Where, like, Prison School is very much self-aware of its ridiculous nature. And 90% of the joke is just how outrageous it really is.
There ever going to be a season 2, anime-wise?
From what I understand, yes.
I'm looking. There says there is, but there's no...
And then that, of course, will follow the imprisonment of the underground student council by the above-ground student council. Because the underground student council abused their powers when they imprisoned the boys.
Oh, wow. Holy crap.
A mother. Like a mother they abused.
Apparently the creator of the manga died.
Oh, shit.
Which manga? What? Which manga?
High School of the Dead.
Oh, well, that explains...
Oh, shit.
That doesn't explain the anime.
But he was the creator of the manga. He died March of last year.
Oh, so this is fairly recent. To be fair, I only keep up with anime so much. Like, I'm not, like, on top of it. I'm not like in the pulse. I just enjoy what I get.
But, oh, shit.
So I did not know that.
So
oh my God.
So to be honest with you, the anime season 2 release.
That means the books are done.
There's stuff going all the way back to 2013, 2014 on when.
2 words then. Development hell.
Now the real question is, will there be another writer that will just come in to at least finish the books, or do we get another Suzuka hiatus book where it's just done?
Probably a hiatus book.
Because Suzuka just kind of abruptly ends in a way that you know it's not done.
No, it's not done. There's 3 volumes left, and they were putting them in that one big book, the 3-in-1 volume.
Yeah.
So that's what we're missing. But from what I've read, I don't know what they're planning on doing.
Now I wonder if he died unexpectedly too, because that sounds like there was no way he'd closed out books or anything like that, or knew that it was coming. I wonder if it was does it say how he died?
Heart disease at 52 years old.
Ooh.
Heart disease. That sucks. I wonder if it was crazy fast or if it was something he's seen coming. It's a tragedy no matter what. It's a tragedy when people die.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never... Well, okay. Let me take that back. It's most of the time not good when people die.
Unless they're really horrible people.
Sometimes we could make the argument that some people,
Yeah.
And I won't go into detail or talk about it, just, look, some people deserve die.
Yeah. Let's see. I think we just covered everything.
So, okay, this show does cover, like I said, comics, manga, yada yada. That's the idea, and we're going to try to include these things every time we come in. So the last thing we're going to do before we leave out of here, and we're going to try like hell not to make this a long thing. Hey, Shane.
What's up?
What do you think about that there Raisin Head man coming into the Marvel Universe?
You know how I feel about that. I've told you how I feel about that. That's some stupid shit.
What?
Thanos.
It's going to be sweet.
Because if you look at what he looked like back and when he first appeared at the end of the Avengers, where he just looked like this to the camera, and then you saw kind of what he looks like. You saw him what he looked like in Guardians of the Galaxy.
To be fair, they hadn't casted Josh Brolin yet. When Avengers...
Shane, don't be mad. Don't be mad that he looks like Rick from Pawn Stars.
Listen,
or one of the California Raisins.
there was no reason to change him from a purple man to a pink man.
Oh,
there
certainly
was. It's probably the lighting.
I imagine that's part of it. I imagine it's going to be the lighting. Look, here's the thing. Aside from how he looks, I can't wait to see this movie.
Neither can I.
This is a culmination of event that we have not seen. In fact, this has not happened in cinema that I can think of. This has not happened since, one, the serials of old 1930s, 1940s, and two, the Universal monsters. Because isn't it ironic that the Universal monsters were the very first movies that had a shared universe?
Yeah.
And now they can't get it to work. They came up with the fucking concept. In terms of cinema, in terms of movies, they were the first company I could think of that had movies that actually happened alongside movies that affected movies that crossed over with their own universe.
Yep.
And now they can't do it.
And just so happens, I happen to own pretty much the entire library of that quote-unquote shared universe.
What?
I feel like they forgot how they did it. Because look, when you watch Dracula and you watch things like The Invisible Man and you watch Frankenstein and you watch The Wolfman, none of these things ever explicitly go out of their way to mention, hey, we're the same thing. It wasn't until they actually had a moment where a monster showed up alongside another monster and you said, whoa, wait. That means this is all a thing.
Wasn't House of Frankenstein?
You got me thinking. Okay.
Because I know Boris. I think
as ridiculous as this is, one of the first crossovers that I can remember, where the Wolfman and Frankenstein and Dracula all met up and had a fight, a monster mash, was actually an Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
But it was a confirmation that this universe was shared.
Well,
it wasn't really.
What's telling me is that you're not excited for the Dark Universe.
The Dark Universe is dead and buried.
Because it fucking sucked.
No shit. And Marvel, over the span of 10 years, did what DC's trying to do in the span of 5. And failing miserably. Or no, better yet, failed, got better, slightly failed again. Hopefully he's going to do better.
Yeah, this is something that's just, I don't know. Look,
born DC fan, it's killing me.
It's one of those things that should work and doesn't, and you wonder why.
Well,
but this Marvel thing, I cannot wait to see Thanos slap the shit out of these Marvel heroes, because that's all this movie's going to be. He's going to show up, he's going to slap the shit out of everybody, they're going to know he's a big deal, and then we're going to wait for the next Avengers movie to deal with him.
And yet, from what I've read, looked at some of the production photos and whatnot, apparently the next movie going to be time travel related, and only going to really focus on 2 characters.
Who's that?
Don't say it.
Strange.
Oh, that's okay.
And Ant-Man.
Why? Who'd you think it was?
Iron Man.
Oh, yeah, that wouldn't have surprised me, to be fair. By the way, are we ever... Is it still... Because I heard there was finally confirmation, but are we ever going to see a Black Widow movie?
Oh, yeah, that was confirmed. I believe so.
So, finally, now that she's, had to wait 10 fucking years, it's going to happen?
I mean, they were going to do it. It's just that, pregnancy. But then again, Gal Gadot was pregnant middle of the shoot of Wonder Woman.
I was going to say.
Yeah, green screen pad right on.
I got a question for you, since you're so excited about this Avengers movie, which I am as well. I've seen every every MCU movie up till now. So,
it's true. One of his all-time favorites involved poodles that were mutated.
I think it's time for us to end this episode. Later on, guys.
Dang, man, we can't even talk about mutant poodles in this motherfucker?
No, fuck that shit. Who do you think is gonna die in this movie?
Captain America.
Spider-Man.
Damn. Ooh, you're both wrong, but it's great. It's good. It's good, but you're both wrong.
I know the Vision is probably going to die.
I'm not worried about that. Iron Man's going to die.
He's going to lose that jewel. So does he go back? Does he go back to being an AI?
I would assume so. Yes.
Because his body supposedly has been given sentience by the Infinity Gem.
Actually, if you look into one of the trailers, you see him without it.
So he's just going to lose it, and it's not going to mean anything.
I don't believe so. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. In 2 weeks, nonetheless.
Well, Jeremy says everyone dies.
Well, it is based off the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, so yeah.
I really do. I have a feeling there are certain actors that won out, and this is their chance. If he kills Captain America, Bucky has the chance to be healed and take the shield.
Yep. Like he did in the comics.
Yeah.
Although that was after Civil War.
I think Iron Man's going to die.
Iron Man he's another actor that wants out, but who would take his place? The only guy we have set up for replacement is Captain America. Bucky can take his place. We just have to claim that Wakanda cured him. If Wakanda cures him, we can replace Captain America. That's doable.
Have you seen Black Panther?
Who goes through and wears the Iron Man costume now? If we were to actually remove that actor. Or do we just recast him?
We don't have Riri Williams, so no, we can't do Ironheart.
And if you're going to just drop it on Rhodey, I mean, I guess you could, but he's not really Iron Man. It's not the same difference.
And it's Don Cheadle, age is kind of catching up to him. Big time.
I would say that
Jeremy keeps saying everybody dies and everybody gets replaced, but that's not true because the second wave of Marvel movies is always, or the next wave is already announced. The next wave of movies.
Don't be surprised if Hawkeye doesn't die.
Okay, so due to Captain Marvel being one of being in the next wave of movies, and the fact that the Skrulls are going to appear,
that's what I hear.
think the next big threat is going to be
it's going to be that secret invasion,
which hopefully will be
just
really
so
cool.
You know, Shane, that was an event where a bunch of Skrulls came to Earth. They had a fight. We knocked the shit out of them. They left the planet, and then it was like 15 years later in the comics you figured out that a lot of the heroes had actually been replaced by sleeper agents who thought they were the heroes of Earth, but were actually the Skrulls left on Earth to activate at a certain time.
The heroes came back. Heroes came back, fight. Norman Osborn got the final hit in by killing the Skrull Queen, and everything kind of went to shit.
I don't see everybody going away. I don't. He's really harking on this. He says everyone dies, gets replaced, brand new hero team. It's not going to happen. They're going to back up. Disney is going to back trucks of money into their front lawns and repave their lawn with dollar bills, and these guys are going to come back. That's the way this works. And it's not going to happen because they can't replace everybody in mass succession. They can't get away with that. It would kill the Marvel universe that they've put together. They need to do it in ways that make sense. Like Vision isn't going anywhere. From what I understand, that actor's on board. And a good portion of the other actors are definitely on board. And they're making an offer for Black Widow to have her own movie. She ain't going nowhere. She wants to have her own movie.
Plus, 2 new additions to the MCU.
Right,
that
and now new additions.
have been-
Yeah, like some of these people are ready to leave. Iron Man is one of them. And Captain America also wants to go bye-bye. Captain America they can kill and replace. We won't lose anything.
I meant by team-wise, by other character-wise, 2 new additions.
Right.
2 that have been sorely lacking, considering the fact that a lot of the stuff that happened in their books kind of did affect the greater Marvel Universe.
There is more than one Widow, but if you're paying attention, the continuity in these Marvel movies is not the same as it is in the continuity of the comic books, because right now the Black Widow has gone blonde, and that is a draw to the comic because the original Black Widow was a blonde woman. The redhead took her place. Now, in this continuity, the redhead is now disguising as a blonde woman, and Scarlett Johansson is the one specifically that has been offered the movie. From what I understood, Scarlett Johansson is the one that's been offered the Black Widow film. And if she gets her own movie, she's not going anywhere. They're not going to kill all these heroes in the next movie. And they just started Spider-Man. To start him out, give him one film, and kill him would be Marvel suicide. It would crash their universe.
They're giving him a second one.
He's already got a second movie confirmed.
Not only that, they can't kill everybody, because you also got to remember, unless it takes place before the Infinity War, Ant-Man comes out.
That's true, too. Ant-Man isn't going anywhere. He's got another movie coming out. So Ant-Man is sticking around. The idea that they won't even kill half these fucking heroes. That's too drastic.
Volume 3.
The Guardians have a Volume 3 coming out. There are guys that are ready to walk away from this. There are guys that think a decade is too long. But Thor doesn't want to go anywhere because he just battled his ass off to change the Thor character. He got what he wanted. He ain't going nowhere. He's sticking around, so he's not dead.
And he also has to rebuild Asgard.
Right.
Yeah. And considering this is the Infinity Gauntlet we're talking about, and not like title-wise doesn't matter, but this is based off the Infinity Gauntlet story. You know, it can basically change all the reality with just a snap of a finger.
Yep. Now, I would say this.
Which is a perfect way.
Recasting for certain people is possible. The outright killing of some of these heroes is just not going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
And if they do die, it's going to be just like in the Infinity Gauntlet stuff that happened all those years ago. He's going to say, some people are dead. And then they're going to fight him and bring those people back.
Now,
and when they bring them back, they'll come back recast.
Well, let me ask you this. How would you feel if...
that's how you could do it with Iron Man. If you kill Iron Man with the actual power of the gems or the cube, well, then he's dead. And when we bring him back, you could get a guy that looks close and could be a younger guy. And if they ask a question and say, wait, is that really him? And be like, something with the cube. For some reason, he came back younger, and he's like, looks like I get to do it all again.
All right, Shane, you were going to say?
What would you do if nobody dies?
It would not surprise me at all. But I think this. If Thanos does not show up and wreck fucking house, and the best way to do that is to leave a body in his wake, he's a joke. We have given this guy a decade to come out of the shadows and show us that he ain't no bitch. And if he comes out of the shadows and not a single guy is left in his wake, worse off than when he showed up.
But this is the decade is what's been building up to this.
Exactly.
True.
And him showing up, this is not our confrontation with Thanos. That's another thing we have to keep in mind. This is Thanos introducing himself in the most ass way possible. We will not actually get a chance to confront him until the Gauntlet.
Now, I will tell you that...
And that's the next Avengers movie, not this one.
I will tell you that unless he's the trailer, when Captain America's got the gauntlet and he's fighting it, And Thanos is. I think at the time he had like 2 gems.
Yeah.
And
The power and the space gem.
And he's
and
like,
by the way, that's a cutback to the first Captain America movie. That one scene is it's a reference to the first Captain America movie. What did he say when he was asked to his face by the doctor, "So, you want to kill Nazis?" And he said,
I don't want to kill anybody.
I don't want to kill anybody. What did he say?
I just hate bullies.
Right.
I
hate bullies. It doesn't matter where they're from.
Yeah.
That is why he is the one holding the gauntlet. I
Now,
don't like bullies. It doesn't matter where they're from. This is a cutback to his first movie, and it could very well be his exit point.
Yeah. But now
it does make sense to kill Captain America off. It is okay. He's the one literally basically in Thanos' face. You know,
not a good place to be. Not a good place to be.
No, so it makes sense to kill him off.
Look, I'm sorry. The Captain America that we have put down in the Marvel Universe, I like him, but no chance.
People didn't like him at first.
No chance at all.
A lot of people were like, "Get him off the stage," and then they actually watched it like, "Holy crap, he's great!"
Yeah, he has no chance.
No, as great as Captain America is, and as strong as he is, no.
No chance at all. None.
No. He throws his mighty shield. Thanos just bitch slaps it and just breaks it.
The very idea that now he won that fight, but remember in the elevator he had a tough time fighting those like 6 dudes.
Yeah.
Well, if 6 dudes, human dudes, had a legitimate shot, they didn't win, but they had a legitimate shot at taking down Captain America. Impossible. He can't fight Thanos.
If you remember, he was magnetized to one of the.
Right. So he's going to be gym-tized. He's dealing with the power of the universe. Okay?
Listen,
he has no chance at all.
When Thanos comes to Earth, he's going to go after 2 people. He's going to go after Vision because he has the Mind Stone, he's going to go after Doctor Strange because he has the Time Stone.
Did you see the other part of the trailer though?
I've seen the entire.
Loki handed him the cube of Tesseract.
I think that's the
Cosmic Cube.
Yeah, the Cosmic Cube. He was like, "Here," and then gives it to Thanos.
I'm hoping that is a plea for their lives.
You know what I think would be the greatest thing ever?
What?
If this is true and they do what I think they're going to do, if they kill Captain America and Bucky takes his place, the next Captain America movie is Bucky proving himself, and that cube sent somebody somewhere. He just hasn't shown up yet.
Where's the Red Skull at?
Where's the Red Skull at? He's not
Brilliant.
dead. The cube does not kill you like that.
Brilliant.
And it happened in the comics. Years ago in the comics, they were fighting on top of a volcano, and he held up. It used to be a gem back then. It was like a stone, and he held the stone up, and he started talking mad shit. And before he was able to finish what he was doing, he screamed, looked like he was dying, and it was actually him teleporting somewhere. And he showed back up in the comics like 5-6 years later.
Yep. Actually, what I was going to say, when the dust settles, when someone a bit more, like we haven't established Adam Warlock yet, sadly.
But he is on his way, from what I understand.
Yeah, but whoever possesses the gauntlet in the end and snaps their fingers to set everything right and adds in a bit more into the universe.
Right.
That being a certain planet eater and a certain species of Homo superiors.
Well, I'm actually under the impression that it would not surprise me at all if the X-Men are brought in by. There's a lot of rumors taking place right now. They decided to delay the shit out of this Phoenix movie. And supposedly the reason it was delayed is because of, and I quote, reshoots.
Mm-hmm.
What are they shooting? Now that it's under the control of Marvel, what are they reshooting? What did Marvel see that they didn't like that they decided to change?
The entire plot.
No. No, because we can shit on the X-Men movies, but I'm sorry, whether they're right or wrong, the X-Men movies have been good. They might not be exactly what you want, but the X-Men movies have held a strong foundation and are partially responsible for where the Marvel Universe is right now, because the common moviegoer sees the logo Marvel, and that's all they know. They don't know that Sony owns this, and Universal owns this, and Fox knows this. They know Marvel. And the X-Men movies sell, and they make a lot of money. And they made Fox an outrageous amount of fucking money.
It was what was keeping them afloat until Disney's like, hey,
I want some. I want that.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if this Phoenix event makes them visible to the rest of the universe. They could claim that while there have been issues in the past with this mutant race, it's been nothing to talk about. But maybe, just maybe, the assault of a top-level, Omega-level mutant that threatens the foundation of the entire planet, a Dark Phoenix, maybe gets the attention of some, I don't know, heroes that are no longer willing to sit back and let the mutants do what the mutants do. And would there have to be some massive retconning to make that work? Yes, but in truth, because the original continuity of the X-Men was already deleted by the X-Men, the only thing we have to worry about is 3 movies. First Class, Apocalypse, and this new one.
The Dark Phoenix. 3
movies. 3 levels of continuity. Oh, and the movies work like this. No, because Days is really weird. Technically, Days never happened. Because it happened.
Paradox. Don't view that plot hole.
Because Days happens, Days never happened.
Right.
Again, don't view that plot hole.
So does that also mean there are technically 3 movies that we have to worry about continuity-wise?
I'm curious.
First Class, because thanks to
one takes place in the 70s, one takes place in the 80s.
One takes place in the 90s.
So guess what?
But
they're already catching up to where the Marvel movies are. And when did heroes show up in the Marvel movies?
The 2000s.
2007.
In the 2000s.
8.
Well, guess what?
Was it 8?
They don't have to worry about interfering with Marvel continuity because the 70s, no heroes. The 80s, no heroes. The 90s, no heroes.
8 years into the new millennium.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if we do this right, the X-Men could literally be dropped into the universe in a movie where, and first off, the Phoenix can do whatever the fuck it wants to do. Maybe it tosses their asses into the future, or maybe they're the reason through some cross-dimensional rift, maybe mutants find themselves living in this universe.
I love that.
Interdimensional.
I love how you're like, the Phoenix does whatever the fuck it wants.
It does.
It can get its own future chair.
It could be nothing. But from what I'm hearing, the reason this is happening right now is reshoots. Yeah. And if Marvel wanted to add something, why? Because let's be honest, if Marvel's just looking to X the X-Men and just make a new continuity afterwards, they wouldn't reshoot shit. They would let this final Fox movie die being a Fox movie, and then they would say, well, that was nice. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now it's time to do X-Men. But they didn't do that. They're doing something. They're reshooting something. Why would Marvel even fucking care if they weren't going to utilize it?
Okay. True. That's good, but then how would you explain a country that hasn't been mentioned, plus it's a horribly disfigured dictator, 4 fantastic superhumans, a planet eater, and a silver dude riding a surfboard.
Doom guy.
Yes, does whatever the plot says.
I fucking hate that movie. Oh, fucking
no!
hate that movie.
The Fantastic
I have
Four.
a physical copy. I can go break with a damn hammer.
The Fantastic
right now.
Four won't be any actual issue. In fact, if I was to tell you how you enter the Fantastic Four, I'll tell you exactly how you do it. Guardians of the Galaxy.
To be fair, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what the Fantastic Four is. I know what Fan Four Stick is.
No, he's talking about how would you put the Fantastic Four into the continuity of the Marvel Universe. It's real simple. The Fantastic Four are astronauts that went up into space that entered some sort of problem, cosmic problem, and they found themselves not on Earth, but somewhere out there, and they run into the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Doom has always been around, just like Wakanda was always around. We just weren't talking about it.
Yeah.
Right.
But I was gonna think they not only that, but is it possible they could be, I don't know, from the past? Because space travel.
They could also be out of time. They could have went up there exactly like you said. It could be not
60s.
Necessarily as extreme,
space
but
race.
they could be from the 60s space race. They went up there. They tested out some new engine. Let's say their new engine has the same type of effect, not to the same extremeness, but the same type of effect as, say, Planet of the Apes, where while they were going forward,
which one,
at
remake
miraculous
or
original. In Planet of the Apes, the idea was they made a ship that traveled so fast that it bent the foundation of time. And while time outside was passing by thousands of years, it was only passing by a couple of months for them. So when they landed on Earth, Earth seemed like it was a completely different planet because thousands upon thousands of years had gone by. But in a different idea, you could do the same thing with a group of heroes from the 60s that go up there during the space race, get belted by cosmic rays,
21st century.
and come back down in the 21st century.
Now, but then how would you explain not just Galactus and Surfer, but also Doom? Because
I don't have to explain Galactus or Surfer. They were always there. Always there.
Yeah.
Cosmic.
Okay.
One day, big purple hat man.
Wait. Phenomenal cosmic power.
Exactly.
Itty bitty little space.
Yeah, all we need to say is that one day, giant purple helmet man.
Purple planet. Purple.
I'm going to say this. As long as he's not a fucking cloud, I don't care how they introduce him.
Thank you.
Fucking giant purple helmet man, I'm fine with. I don't care how dumb it looks. Giant purple helmet man.
How did you not love fucking Cloud? That was so amazing.
And as long as they get
Look, you know you fucked up. I'm gonna tell you something. You know you fucked up when Michelle says, "Wait, that's not Galactus."
But you forget when Surfer went into the cloud, there was Galactus's silhouette.
Kind of.
There you go. I saw the helmet.
I did too. He's in there somewhere, but it's terrible.
It's retarded.
Now, as for the Surfer's real simple. One day, surfboard, there you go.
One day,
these cosmic level beings, they don't even have to explain. Just like in Guardians of the Galaxy, these cosmic beings are just showing up.
Yeah, ego.
Like
Exhibit A.
We never knew anything about the fucking Destroyer. One day, because.
And
Guardians
then there's Doom, but with his complicated backstory, you could chalk it up to, it's magic. We don't have to explain it.
What was that?
With Doom...
Oh,
I'd say probably magic.
Doom could have been concealing Latveria behind some sort of magic for years, because Doom is a sorcerer, at the same time that he's a brilliant mechanic who's probably been fucking around stealing Tony Stark tech and modifying it to his own designs for years. He doesn't need to, but oftentimes in the comics he will see something that's been done and he'll be like, oh, that? I could do that better.
Or, ooh, shiny, take.
Or he'll do it better just because he wants to be an ass.
Yeah. Or wants to change the whole reality because he wants Sue Richards in bed with him.
Right.
I'm not letting Secret Wars go. That was garbage.
It was the best.
It was fucking garbage. I hated that book.
Best toy commercial ever.
Ever.
My God.
Nothing is greater.
I will say, if there's anything better than Secret Wars, it's definitely Doom Guy.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Piss on that.
So, that is the episode. We are done here. Doom Guy.
Doom Guy.
Fuck on him.
What? How can you hate Fan 4-Stick?
I fucking hate Fan 4-Stick, but I also love it at the same time because it actually gave an actor a chance to be in a better movie.